can't imagine living on the other side of campus where you literally probably have to walk 30 minutes to get to the UREC. Like, that's a workout in itself.
Yeah.
Might as well just not go. Like, we're so lazy. Hey guys, it's Alex, and I'm here with my roommate Caitlin, and we're gonna answer questions / like talk about things about like LSU dorm life and like how we picked Blake Hall and what it's like to choose a dorm. It's a very crazy process, so let's get right into it. So basically what we wanted in a dorm was we knew that we needed a traditional style or any dorm that can have 2 roommates who have different majors.
The way it works at LSU is that there's residential colleges where there's dorms that are catered specifically to one type of major. So like all the science majors will be in one dorm, all of the like mass comm majors will be in another dorm. But since we wanted to room together and we had different majors, we needed to find a traditional style dorm.
The dorm that we're actually in right now, it has a side of it. It's like split half and half. So half the people are in the ag college and then half the people are just traditional. So the people in the ag college get suite style rooms and we have hall bath, but Blake Hall does both. Some dorms just are one way or the other. So when you are researching for dorms and stuff, just make sure that you take into account like who your roommate's going to be.
I mean, obviously dorms are small spaces. We wanted to try to find a dorm with a large enough space, and the way that we like figured out which dorms were larger than others is we looked at the floor plans, and it'll give you like 10 by 14, like 11 by like 12 or whatever. It'll just give you like the dimensions of the room, and it'll show like a picture of the room with like the beds in it, the desks, and so like you can kind of see like how much space is left over after looking at all that.
And I at first wanted to make sure that we had a dorm that had beds that are able to be bunked, because I thought, ooh, that'll make more space for the room or whatever, but actually I'm pretty sure that the dorms that provide beds that can be bunked are actually smaller and do the bunkable beds so that you can create more space in the small space you're already in. Our dorm, we can't bunk our beds, but we don't really need to. We could loft them higher if we wanted, but we picked a dorm that had like basically a very open floor plan where we can rearrange the furniture in any way we want, and it's just like a basic like rectangle, and it's just complete like open space. Probably our whole senior year, we just like continue to look at all the different dorms online and comparing and contrasting, making a list of pros and cons. And at first I thought I didn't want a hall bath. I thought that like if they offer dorms with suite baths, we should totally go into that. But I like am grateful that I didn't like seriously
base the decision like just on that.
Yeah, because we have hall bath, but our dorm is so large. Like we have so much open space, and that, now that I think about it, is like the #1 thing that I would say that people should take into account, because
it's, I mean, how much time are you going to be spending in your room versus in the bathroom? Like it's not really like
Exactly.
Definitely you would probably want to go for the bigger room.
And it's really not a big deal to have a hall bath. Like we walk down the hall, it takes 20 seconds to walk. It's not like when you're at summer camp and you have to wait, you know, an hour in a line to take a shower. Everyone's on a different schedule, and there's a ton of showers and a ton of stalls.
So if you're trying to like make a pros and cons list of each dorm, like for LSU, they have like the website where they have like all of the different like criteria for all the dorms. They have like whether or not there's a sink in the room, whether or not the beds are bunkable. They have like what the dorm is close by, so like close by like the bookstore, or if it's close by like Tiger Stadium. So that's kind of what we did. We went and like looked through all those things and like found the ones that were like most important to us and put them on like a pros and cons list, and that's how we narrowed down our options.
Being able to pick which dorm you want and being set on it is super important, because when you get to the day that you have to pick your dorm, the process is crazy and goes by so fast.
Yeah, you definitely need to know what you want beforehand. No time to like browse and like see which ones are available. Like if you know, like you should know that you want a certain dorm so that you can like hurry up and choose it like before your time runs out.
So how you get assigned a dorm is, well, you pick, but first of all it depends on when you signed up to be in a dorm. Like when, like probably in, I would say around October of senior year, we would go in and we'd say, okay, definitely, like I've applied, I've been accepted to LSU, and I know that I want to live in a dorm. And so you tell the school that, and they put you on this list.
Whether or not you paid your deposit fee, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and that does take place like around October. I don't know, like first semester.
So I guess if we're doing like tips so far, make sure that you plan everything ahead of time. Like you can't just decide you want to go to LSU in July and we had a friend who did that, and she ended up in a horrible hall. I mean, she was able to switch out eventually, but you may not be as lucky, so definitely plan out everything, and then make sure that you're keeping up with the emails and everything, and making sure you have everything paid. We told the school we wanted to be in a dorm for sure in around October or whatever, and we were in a certain bracket.
Like if you did your deposit fee like the very first day that you possibly could, then you're in like bracket number 1, and you'll be able to choose your dorm on like Monday or something. And then if you did bracket 2, then you won't be able to choose until Wednesday or Friday, you know.
And so it's super important to be in that first bracket because the dorms go so quick. When you get on that website, you have like 5 minutes to pick what you want and press it on the computer, and you may not even get it because somebody else may be somewhere else in the state or in the country clicking the same time as you, and they might get it.
So the things you need to know are which hall you want, which floor you want, and you need to make sure that you double check like which floors are for boys and which ones are for girls.
You have on the first floor, you're gonna have, each floor is gonna be like flip-flopped. So you have 2 sides on each floor, and like one side will be boys and one side will be girls. That's the first floor. On the second floor, this side's girls and this side's boys or whatever. It's like, it's flip-flopped, and then it just goes every other.
Maybe it's not like that for all dorms, but at least for Blake Hall.
For Blake Hall, that's how it is, yeah. If you want the traditional dorm in Blake Hall and you click 3rd floor, well, you can't do that if you're a girl. You can do it if you're a boy, but how it works is if you want traditional for Blake, you basically can be on the 2nd or the 4th floor. And then the boys on our side are in the ag residential college. So you really have to do your research and know exactly what floor you could even be on before you go in and try and pick one that you may not be able to get, because that's gonna just delay you even further, and you may not even get Blake Hall at all if you try that.
So once you pick the floor that you want to be on, then you have to go pick your exact room, and it'll have like room 250, 251, 252, 253, and you just click on one, and then after that it's you choose your bed,
which doesn't matter. I mean,
doesn't matter.
It's just for the computer system.
And then after that, you can like pull in a roommate or something.
Well, you were already my roommate.
Yeah,
like,
you have to like accept the roommate request on the roommate matching thing. If she invited me to be her roommate and I accepted, then she has the ability to pull me into the dorm that she selected, which is what she did. That's the reason that like we're both able to be here.
Yeah. And also another tip is know the day and the time that they're going to open the dorm selection portal thing. I don't know if other people had the access to do this, but we had iPads at our school, so we were able to just get on the internet and do it like in class. It was like 5 minutes before lunch or something like that day. Some people like checked out and did it at home, but really it's a lot of luck that goes into it too, because like I said before, like you can be clicking something and somebody else might click it like a split second before you and they get the room.
You have a timer for 5 minutes, and if that 5 minutes runs out and you're still not finished, like if you haven't clicked submit or whatever like the final step is, it's gonna bump you out and you're gonna have to start all over. And by that time, I mean, if you want to get in like a very popular dorm, then like you don't have a good chance.
Getting in that first bracket is super important, and then just being really, really quick while you are in that first bracket is also important. Dorms like Blake Hall go so fast. I mean, it's a newer, I guess, like it's been renovated or whatever, so the walls aren't like all cinder block. We have like one wall that's cinder block. There's more space. I mean, some dorms, like I could say for Acadian and even for like Miller Hall, you're walking through the halls and you literally feel like you're on like a cruise ship, like the Titanic in like the bottom floor or something. Like you feel like you're like the winds, I don't know, it's really, and then it's like, also you feel like you're in an asylum because the halls are so much thinner. They're just so narrow, and like they aren't carpeted like ours. They are like tile floors, yeah. So it just doesn't feel like a place I want to live for, what, 9 months or whatever, 10 months. Not to say that Acadian and Miller aren't great halls, but well, Acadian was our second choice. Also, know what side of the campus you want to be on. We're really close to the 459, which is one cafeteria, and then there's a whole other set of dorms on the other side of campus that are really close to the 5, which is a different cafeteria.
Another good thing about Blake is that it's literally right across the parking lot from the 459. Like you just have to cross the parking lot. Whereas if you are in, like if you're in Herget or Miller, you're gonna have to walk for like a good like maybe 5 minutes to get there. So
yeah, and like if it's dark outside, like I don't know, you just don't want to walk all the way over there. We're lazy. I had one building that took me 2 minutes to get to class. All my other buildings took me at least like 10 to 20 minutes to get to class, because we're on a side of campus where a lot of the dorms are, and then there's like a cafeteria and like a few other things. Like there's the Barnes and Noble right pretty close to us, and the Union's like sort of close to us.
The UREC.
Yeah, the UREC, another thing. I can't imagine living on the other side of campus where you literally would probably have to walk 30 minutes to get to the UREC. Like, that's a workout in itself.
Yeah.
Might as well just not go. Like, we're so lazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. This whole video was catered to the one person who commented on my other video, because I mean, I really feel for everybody out there looking at dorm videos and going to LSU thinking there's nothing out there for LSU. So I hope this helped a lot, and if you have any more questions, please comment below, or half of y'all probably know me, so just give me a text. We'll be happy to make another video answering whatever questions you have, going into depth about anything. So yeah, just hit me up if you need that, and I'll see you later. Bye.